A Very Fairy Christmas is an animated film from 2006. This is directed by Ron Crown, is written by Jeff Martel, and we have a brilliant voice cast, including Ashleigh Ball, Kathleen Barr, Tabitha St. Germain, and various others. And in general, it's good, but I don't buy into the narrative. And this is purely my perspective. But if you can buy into the story, I think you'll find it to be quite magical. Leah is moving to a new city, and obviously that itself can be quite scary, but she meets a fairy called Shaily. Shaily is actually visiting from the North Pole as she watches over the naughty and nice list. She's very new to the role, and she hasn't really got a grasp on the rules. And one of the rules is that she's not meant to interact with the children. Otherwise, she would no longer be able to carry out this duty. But she meets Leah at a time when Leah really needs a friend. Will Shaily interact with her? Will she be there for Leah? And will it impact her duties at the North Pole? As a concept, I don't hate it, but the thing that I don't personally like, and this is not the film's fault, this is purely on me, fairies at the North Pole, for me, it doesn't work. It's very atypical, and that's not to say a story can't be creative in this way, but for me personally, I just don't buy into the role of fairies at the North Pole. I feel like they're taking the role of elves, and it doesn't really work. So I wasn't really connecting with the story. I wasn't really buying into it, but judging it as objectively as possible, everything makes sense. The characters are well written. Their role within the North Pole is well established. So if you're okay with that as a concept, maybe you even like the idea of fairies at the North Pole, then yeah, I think you'll really enjoy the story. It's just, for me personally, fairies don't fit in at the North Pole. It's just a little bit too atypical for my personal preferences. But the story is well executed, the characters are well written, and the characters are certainly interesting, likeable, and the fairies do look cute. I do like the design of the characters. And in general, the animation is quite nice. We have some really bold character designs with some really soft, gentle backdrops, and that works really, really well. I will say it doesn't feel massively Christmassy, and maybe that is in part because it's fairy-based, and when I think of fairies, I don't think of Christmas, and vice versa. So that's on me, not the film. Unless, of course, everybody says that they don't like fairies and the North Pole, in which case it was a bit of a risk, but I'm going to assume it's just a personal preference thing. But in general, if you can get past that, then you'll probably enjoy it. It's a good narrative, it's well executed, the voice acting is great, the animation is a delight, not massively festive, but obviously Christmassy enough. And if you're curious if it sounds like a story for you, then I'd say A Very Fairy Christmas might be one that's worth watching.